Well, if you've done this, you're excited to know that Kraken Exchange has now officially listed the Shiba Inu coin. But we got a couple things we got to talk about in today's video. A little bit of behind the scenes on Kraken Exchange. We also need to talk about a warning that I have for the ShibArmy, as well as a price prediction coming up. So if you're ready to get started, let's get right to it. Today's video is brought to you by the subscribe button. Hit it. Right here is the tweet. New listing on Kraken, SHIB token. SHIB deposits begin now. Trading is live November 30th. So that will obviously be an interesting thing. And as you can already see, we have some price upgrade. So here we go. The news gets launched right at 11:30, right about here. And now it's responding to that news. But there's a couple things that we also need to look at. The first thing I want to address is what I mentioned in a prior video just a couple weeks ago. Check this out. And there could be somebody out there, right? There could be somebody within their company that says, hey guys, I'm the analytical dude, and I'm saying if you list this on November 2nd, we're screwed. Our systems are going to not be able to handle it. The servers are going to shut down. All hell is going to break loose, and we're going to look bad. We're going to, basically the PR is going to say Kraken list SHIB isn't able to handle it. And that's what I want to talk about, is that back on November 1st, they put out a tweet. They say, hey, if this post gets 2,000 likes, we're going to list Shiba Inu tomorrow. Now, any company, when they go to list something, be it a cryptocurrency or a new product, they have analytical guys behind the scenes that are crunching the numbers, that are trying to figure out what they assume their overall projections are going to be. And then they add a little bit of a layer on top of that. So what that means is there could have been somebody behind the scenes in Kraken, and this is just my own theory, but they're behind the scenes and they're thinking, okay, I think that we're going to get X amount of users and X amount of interest on Kraken as a result of this. Then all of a sudden, everything blows up. Things go wild, and they're like, oh crap, if we list this tomorrow, we're in big trouble. And that's what I was talking about on that prior video. They had to get their ducks in a row. Well, guess what? I think now the ducks are all lined up, because tomorrow they're gonna list officially for trading this particular cryptocurrency. Now you gotta keep in mind, they could still get some bad press if something bad happens, if there's too much volume, but that is a risk they need to take when they list this particular cryptocurrency. Then again, it's not as popular as it was in the beginning of November as a result of it cooling off a little bit. So could have been a little bit of a strategy too, but I will still say that I think Kraken did a very bad job of letting us know what the deal was with this particular listing. They went quiet on November 2nd and have not said a word about this until today, November 29th. I think that's a bad PR move. If I was the PR guy, I'd say, hey guys, we need to at least come out and say, we're working on it. Just to say that, just say, we're working on it, because they were getting a lot of hate, a lot of people going into the app store to rate this app low. So it got went from 4 stars down to 1 or something like that. The point of the matter is you have all these problems going on because you're not keeping your audience updated. Now, some of you have already messaged me saying, hey, the price isn't moving much. Well, first of all, look at the chart. Yes, it is. But also, it's not going to list right away and go up to the moon right away. You got to think that live trading begins a day from the recording of this video. Point number 1. Point number 2, there are going to be people that discover Shiba Inu for the very first time, believe it or not. So let me show you this really cool thing. And this is actually courtesy of bitdegree.org. This is where I found this, and they're comparing a few of the different exchanges. But look at this really important piece. Active users, according to this website on Kraken, is 4 million. That's a lot. So we're about to launch this token to 4 million additional users. Now what that does, let's say of course we have some people that probably use multiple exchanges. So let's just take 10% of that number. And if 10% of the people don't really know too much about SHIB, but now they have an opportunity to buy it with the exchange that they use, they may say, you know what, I want to do some research. Because I'm smart and I do research before I invest money into things. And I also don't invest money that I'm not willing to lose in case it drops down. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to look into this, and I'm going to go ahead and buy SHIB because it looks good. Well, now that will continue to positively influence that price. That price will continue to hopefully maybe stabilize, but also rise up a little bit. I'm not saying go to 1 cent, and I'm not saying go to $1, because remember, this is a no hype zone. I'm not gonna put out a bunch of videos that say Shiba Inu to $1. That's a bunch of BS. I gotta give you guys the facts because we trust and believe what we're dealing with here. And of course, as we're seeing this come up a little bit, it's going up to, I'm gonna drop the zeros and just call it 41.16 at the recording of this video. As a result of that recent news, it may drop back down, because what's gonna happen is those people that wanna get out of SHIB, they're gonna get out now and they're gonna sell out. That's gonna bring downward pressure on the price, and we're gonna stabilize for a little period of time. That's just what's gonna happen. I'm not gonna talk about Robinhood. People are asking me, when's Robinhood gonna list this now? Look, guys, I've already said it on prior videos. Robinhood has a lot of things they got to do. They got to recover from that GameStop and that AMC problem that they had. They're now a publicly listed company, which means they have additional regulations that they have to go through. They can't just willy-nilly launch a cryptocurrency without a bunch of red tape, a bunch of process, and a bunch of legalities. Not only that, they're also launching a cryptocurrency wallet, so all of their focus is currently on that right now. Could it happen any day? It could, but I'm not putting that in my title, and I'm not gonna hype it. Now, before I get to my price prediction, let's talk a little bit about a warning I have for the ShibArmy. It's a two-part warning. The first part is about a little bit of an issue with Twitter. Right now, there's a lot of different Twitter accounts. And the problem with those Twitter accounts is they fake different cryptocurrency. It doesn't even have to be Shiba Inu. It could be your favorite. It could even be Ethereum. And the problem with it, and it happens more on altcoins because altcoins are newer and they're babies and all that kind of stuff, but they put out all this BS. And the problem with that is it's causing unnecessary fear. It's also causing unnecessary hype. So you have two different ends of the spectrum where people are like, oh my gosh, this is saying, and it looks like the official Shiba Inu account, they're saying Robinhood to list SHIB next month. That's not true. Until the fat lady sings, and in this case, the fat lady is Robinhood, yet there's no, what are we talking about? So here's what I wanna do. I wanna help you guys out before I give you the second part of the warning. And here are the only two Twitter accounts that I follow when it comes down to SHIB. Here's the first one. The official, this is the official Shiba Inu Twitter. You can find it on their website. It links back to this and vice versa. And as you can see, they are Twitter verified. This is the official. So they don't post a whole lot. I'm not gonna lie. It can be kind of boring watching them, but when they have an actual good piece of news, they will talk about it. Of course, we talked about the Shiba Inu games coming up. They posted that. Then we talked about Kraken just now. They posted that. This is where you should be keeping your eye on, not some BS thing that is talking about Shiba Inu to the moon because of some type of fake, assumption. The second one is, and unfortunately he's not Twitter verified yet, and I'm not too sure why yet, but Satoshi Kusama is the lead project developer of Shiba Inu. And he posts a lot, so this is actually a good place to go and get some good quality updates. That's what I would say about that. So we talked about Newegg. He does tease from time to time, but his teasing always follows up with actual action from the Shiba Inu developments and the ecosystem. Let's go into the second part of this warning. The second part of this warning is that too many people are still just driving me up a wall. And I know it's not you because you're smart for two reasons. One, you're just naturally smart. Two, you're watching this channel. Hats off to you for that. I gotta pull this up. I mentioned it into another video, but I think it's worth repeating. So here we are on my iPad screen. And I wanna talk about the fact that, let's pretend this is Shiba Inu. You got this, goes up, comes down, goes up, comes down, moons, comes down, and stabilizes. What happens is this. You have these people who are constantly doing this. Oh, Shiba Inu's awesome, to the moon, to the moon, to the moon. And then, right when this starts happening, this downward trend, everybody starts saying, SHIB is a scam. Boy, I can't write. SHIB is a scam. It's dead. Have you ever heard that SHIB is dead? It's stupid. It's a shit coin. It's all this stuff because it's going back down. And so what they do is they sell down here. Now they bought originally here and they sold here. So they're selling for a loss. And then what happens is the next spike starts coming. And this has happened because we've had two spikes with SHIB over the last even 6 to 8 months. And then they're gonna start buying it again and say, you know what, maybe it is good. And then the same thing is gonna happen again. And then they're on this path of just stupidity because you get in and you sell for a loss. You get in and you sell at a loss. Why? Two things that worry me about that. And this is the warning to the ShibArmy, don't repeat this same mistake. Don't put money in that you're not willing to lose. None of this in any of my videos is advice to buy, hold, or sell cryptocurrency or any type of investment. So if you get into this and you decide, oh, I'm putting money in that I need for next month's water bill, what are you doing? Because what you're gonna do is you're gonna be scared when it starts going down like this and you're gonna sell out. And then you're gonna sell at a loss. So that $50 you had for the water bill is now worth $25. And now you gotta figure out how to get that extra 25 bucks to cover the freaking water bill. Trust and believe in what you're doing. Because the person that bought right here and they just keep buying and dollar cost averaging, they're still up. Look what's happening here. There's an upward trend here, isn't it? Even though, of course, there's the highs and the lows, they are still up. because they trust and believe in the project that they're investing in. Comes to the same thing with stocks. You don't invest into Apple if you don't trust and believe in Apple. So what's this mean for a price prediction? Well, I think two things. One, we're going to continue to see some stabilization because that happens. What I want to continue to see, however, is future developments and utility of SHIB. You should want to see the same thing if you're invested in this token. The more something is used for payment, such as the most recently announced AMC, Newegg, and BitPay, very soon accepting Shiba Inu, those are the things that we want to continue to look at. And as this becomes more of a case use, it becomes less of a meme token, and that will continue to improve the price. A lot of people are asking me about the coin burning. Now, coin burning is great because that reduces the overall circulating supply. And when you have your supply go down, less always equals more because it's valuable, it's rare. Well, Shiba Inu is not rare because it started with 1 quadrillion coins. That's ridiculous, 1 quadrillion. And now we're down to about 589 trillion. So it is going down, but it's gonna have to go down significantly in order to do any type of massive price upgrade. So remember, I would look at this from the standpoint of what are we doing long-term with the case, use, and the utility of this particular token. That's what we want to see in the future. Because remember this, if you can't hang with the bears, you'll never be able to ride with the bulls. Think about it. So if you like this shirt, it's linked down below. Here's the next video to check out, and we'll see you there.